Hey everyone, Eva Thompson here. Welcome back to another video or podcast, depending on where you're watching or listening to this. Today, I want to talk about whether or not struggling with retroactive jealousy always has to do with insecurities or fears. Because on this channel, I do talk a lot about figuring out the meaning that you've attached to your partner's past, what brings up these intense emotions. What are you trying to figure out or solve or understand? Is it wanting to be in control? Is it wanting to make sure you're safe? Is it worrying what other people think? That all definitely plays into RJ. And I've seen it over and over again. However, I think it's also important to talk about how if you don't agree with your partner's past, or if you have an opinion on it, that doesn't necessarily make you insecure. And the reason I bring this up is because I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and we've been working together for a long time. And although insecurities and fears have definitely played a role in this struggling with retroactive jealousy, they've arrived to a place where they can comfortably and confidently say that I don't agree with these things, and that doesn't make me insecure. It's not because something's wrong with me. I don't have to force myself to be okay with this. And this is another thing that RJ sufferers do, is they feel like, especially because RJ is not a very well-known thing, they feel like this shouldn't matter. They shouldn't be getting these thoughts. They should be okay with it, because many people are. Many people don't struggle with RJ. And they try to force themselves to be okay with something when they're not. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to break up with your partner just because you don't agree with what they did in the past. That's up to you to decide whether or not you really don't agree with what they did and you think it's going to affect your relationship today, the kind of person that they are, whether or not you can trust them. That's up to you. I really think that you can have an opinion about their past, not agree with it, not like it, but also still be in a relationship with them and not force yourself to be okay with it, or not label yourself in a negative way if you don't feel okay with it. I do think it is quite tricky though, determining whether it's insecurities and fears or whether it's just an opinion. I think first it's important to get to a place where you accept that you're not okay with something, that you're not forcing yourself to be okay with something. Once you've accepted that this is not okay for you, or you don't like what they did, then ask yourself why. Ask yourself how this relates to the present moment. And it's likely that if you feel feelings of hate or like intense disgust or anger or disapproval, it has to do with a fear and insecurity. It's not just an opinion where, okay, well, I don't get that, I don't agree with that. That's not an insecurity. So it really boils down to the way that you feel. At the end of the day, if you feel like you not agreeing with what your partner did in the past is not about a fear or an insecurity or wanting to be in control and all of those things that are linked to RJ, and it's just your opinion, it's just that you don't agree with it, it's then up to you to also decide whether or not you want to be in the relationship, because the past is not going to change. Are you able to be with this person even though you don't agree with certain things that they did, or not? Because suffering a lot of the time can come from indecision, wanting to stay in the relationship but also wanting to leave. In my opinion, most of the time, a lot of the RJ has to do with the RJ sufferers' fears, wanting to be sure that they're safe, worrying what other people think, wanting to be in control. And the biggest sign that can tell you whether or not it's an insecurity or it's just an opinion, it's the intensity. If you feel judgmental and disgust and anxious and like it's a threat to you, then it's something to do with you. But if it's just a firm opinion, like I just don't like this, I don't agree with it, and it doesn't make me less than, it doesn't make me insecure, it doesn't make me fearful, then it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to be with this person. If you get into a relationship again and RJ comes up again, it's likely it's not just an opinion, it is an insecurity or a fear of yours. But I did want to make this video today to also talk about how it's okay to disagree with your partner's past. That doesn't necessarily make you insecure, but if it's consuming you and it's bringing up all these intense emotions all the time, then it's either because of a fear or an insecurity, or it's because you're trying to force yourself to be okay with it. Accepting that you're not okay with it and that you don't agree with it can sometimes bring peace in itself. So guys, I hope this video helped you. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think, and I will see you next time. Take care.